In the previous episode, we built up the facade to our brand new airport, and then while gathering materials, stumbled across an ancient city.
We're right above the ancient city.
We might have stayed and looted it for everything it had. We then discovered that I live right above a very, very large lava lake. And when we returned to base, we let the schematic cannon fill in the rest of the airport. I gotta remember I'm not wearing my helmet anymore. Whew. Prod 4 armor makes you practically invincible. You can't convince me otherwise.
Bruh. I just got poisoned by a witch. There's so many mobs in there. I can't believe I don't have footage of that. Shoot. Really? Ugh. You were in the sunlight, sir. He's gonna kill me again. Clock's ticking.
Welcome back, ladies, and gentlemen. I'm Vi, and this is Vi Plays Create. Yeah, I know it's not hardcore, and I never set out to make it look like it was hardcore or anything like that, but as a guy who's played a lot of hardcore Minecraft, it's a point of pride whenever I don't die for 293 days in a playthrough. And the first death, I didn't even capture it. How frustrating is that? Alright, I'm done being a pouty butt. I'm actually pretty excited about what we have to talk about today, because some of you may have seen my episode that released on Thursday this week. Yeah, I didn't just make that video in order to showcase this cool thing I found and then not institute it right into my world. Are you kidding? Come on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my storage room. It's very awesome, very useful, and kind of nostalgic at this point. I mean, I've been using this thing for well over a year. I pretty much love this thing. But all the best parts of this are things that we can add to the new storage workshop. Now, obviously, that design was pretty much directly inspired by Chosen Architect. He has an episode where he kind of adds a lot of his toolboxes and things to one of his little mobile storage rooms, and it reminded me so much of my own contraption that I just had to see how far I could push it. And I wanted to see if there was a way for me to have access to the things that I find myself forgetting a lot. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but I was pretty much sick most of the week. I'm somewhat recovered. I still feel it a little bit, but it pretty much knocked me on my butt most of the week. And I'm still trying to get this video out by Saturday. All that to say is that this episode might be a little bit of a shorter one. In between episodes, I decided to throw together a couple of these extra doorways, just so I can get in and out of the airport a little bit easier whenever I'm not next to the end down there where our revolving door is. And you can also see I've already started running some of these belts over to one large vault. Now I went ahead and added Jade to the mod pack, which allows me to see what the contents are of the vault. And you can see we already have a lot of items in there. This isn't actually all of it, there's more. And this guy here isn't actually going to be moving anytime soon, because I took his train schedule. I just want to make sure that we get everything buttoned up before we have him running around and collecting all of these items that I then won't have anything to do with. I don't want to have the same issue that I had with the chests down below here to just pile up in that vault right there. So what we need to do is we need to sort these items and we need to process them, at least in a way where I can sustainably capture whatever the drop is. Most of it's probably just going to end up getting bone mealed, but it's important that it has a location to go. I would start immediately on my mobile storage room, but I actually need a lot of cardboard in order to get this thing up and running. Actually, not a lot of cardboard. I only need I think 4 blocks of cardboard, because I just need packagers, and that's just, yeah, that's just 4. Wait, I could just do this manually. Hold on. So pulp comes from all of the sapling types, sugarcane, and also bamboo. Now, currently, my tree farm is actually not really functioning, not just because my airplane isn't moving, the thing that harvests all the trees. No, it's actually not functioning because I'm not actually restocking any of the saplings that are supposed to be placed over there. Yeah, you can see I'm only really growing oak trees at the moment. So we also probably need to re-outfit this guy with some deployers. You know, the way I originally designed it and then, took it all apart to separate those two processes. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The mod pack is officially released to Curseforge. Woo! And we also added a few extra mods, Comforts being one of them. After a bit of a snafu with the mod vote, we have officially decided that Aquatic Ambitions will be the final mod that we add for this cycle of the mod pack. But all that gabbing aside, it's time to organize. I also set up a small network of chain drives inside the wall here. If I pop into FreeCam, I can kind of show this off a little bit. Essentially, they just run all the way down to where we're attached to our windmills up above. I have one singular shaft that runs down and joins in with the cobblestone generator power over there. Then we have a speed controller up top, which is speeding up all the processes over there. I wanted to keep this chain conveyor real slow so that I can speed it up as I need it, and we're not using more stress than we actually need. Now I'm trying to think how I want to separate all of this out. I could send list filters into other vaults, but I think I might just send them right out of here. Please tell me I have extra mixers. Of course I don't. Why would I have extra mixers? That doesn't make any sense. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this brass funnel and face it in so we're not actually getting any items out. And one of these list filters should have all the sapling types. And if they've made it to this point, I don't think I want these saplings anymore. They're either going to get bone mealed or they're going to get processed here into pulp. So I'm going to go ahead and set that in there. We're going to swap this back around so that these saplings start coming out and going into our basin here. And this is where we're going to turn them into pulp. Since the airplane is going to be planting the saplings as it's farming the trees, I'm not so worried about retaining and storing those saplings anymore. Maybe somewhere down the line we can add something where we can store saplings off to the side just in case, but I don't think I'm going to see another use for them anytime soon, so into the basin they go. This is going to have to be filtered, so then we're going to need another press right there, and then from there it should be easy enough to hook up. Oh my goodness. Sir, how did you get in here? Oh, you've left your llamas outside. How terrible. You're a terrible parent. Ooh, coral blocks, actually. For once in my life, I actually kind of want those. Actually, wait, I can save myself some gearboxes here. What am I doing? Oh yes, and at the very end of the last episode, I did mention that I added a mod where I can take off pretty much all my armor visually, but it still remains on, and you guys can then see my skin. Maybe we'll whip up another skin to look a little bit more create moddy. Let's grab some emeralds. So rare. So rare is the instance where I buy coral from this guy. I just know how far the coral reef is from my house and I don't feel like going to get more. And this stuff is pretty useful. Now, about hooking this guy up to power. I think I could probably just run... Ooh, I definitely don't have any of these... Yeah, I don't have any speed controllers on me. But I do have precision mechanisms. And we are officially automatically making pulp, and that doesn't have a filter set on it. Fantastic. And that's the cardboard I need. That's actually already done. Crazy how fast that was. Now I just need a little bit of redstone, a little bit of iron, and I should be able to make up 4 of these. Perfect! And from here, I just need a bunch of vaults, which I don't have a lot of. Now, over here yesterday, I did go ahead and make this a, well, it's a little compact now, but essentially I have automatic infinite iron sheets right here. I blocked off a bunch of these slots because I don't want to use all of the iron that I have. And we also have infinite industrial iron there, but I set this up as a way to make casing. Yeah, this is very temporary. It's just because this is where I had power and it was somewhat fast. Definitely going to have to move that sooner rather than later. And I want to be able to get access to these oak logs, so if I go ahead and set that and then reverse it, I should be able to get 1 stack of oak logs at a time. Not that I'm super short on them inside my storage, it's just like, you know, might as well have access to that stuff. Now, I don't even need a schematic for this because I spent so much time building these over and over again to make that video this week. I can just do it myself. Now, I don't want to make this storage room too big, so I think I might even just go 3 wide. Something else I probably should have mentioned in that video is that you don't want to load this up with a lot of NBT heavy items. You don't want to add like a lot of items with a bunch of different durabilities and stuff like that because you're going to be picking it up and it's going to be assigned to your player data. And if you have too much player data, you just corrupt your world and then you ban yourself. Probably should mention that in the comments at least. I definitely should mention that in the comments. Now all I need are a few shoots. Can I help you? I have a limited supply of leather and you are made of leather, so you better back off. Face a packager into that guy, place a chute right on top there, and then we have one packager facing out this way. Then we do another barrel right here with a packager facing into that one. This one needs a lever on top, and then this packager is going to face that way with a chute on top of that one. Now to make this a little bit more visual, you can go ahead and open those up. And I now have a way to automatically input items into this vault. Sick! Yeah, and so now I just need to make some stock links, stock tickers. And this is exactly the instance where I want a mobile workshop. Because I can't press these without going somewhere. Alright, copper sheets acquired. Just need a few copper rods. And I should be able to make a bunch of transmitters. I'll just make a ton. Grab a few item vaults and make a bunch of stock links. I don't need them all, but, you know, might as well have them. And I think I just need a piece of glass and a piece of gold to make the stock ticker. Now, here's the magic. You just take a stock link, throw it on top right there, and that's going to link this inventory, which is where this packager is facing. It had like a loading bar. That was weird. Into the item vault right there. I click the stock link with the ticker, and then I can place that right here. And we officially have automated storage. Now, I just need a blaze burner. Actually, I don't know if I have any blaze burners. Wait a minute. I know I have one down below, like in my storage area, or in my workshop. I thought I got 2 of them. Aha. There's the other one. Perfect. Boom. Oh, wait, no. Boom. And now I have automated storage that I can carry with me. Because the only thing that needs to happen here is I just take one of these guys, I put a rail down, I put a cart assembler down, and then I grab a cart, and then with my lever right there, and also, you know, obviously I guess I have to super glue it. Mildly important aspect. I can officially pick it up and walk away. How freaking cool is that? Thank you, Chosen Architect, for this invention. It's beautiful and I love it. But like, you can't tell me that that's not like the same vibe. You know what I mean? Ugh. And you know what I get to do now? All this nonsense that I've been carrying around, I'm gonna dump it into an automated storage thing. It's gonna be lovely. All of it. I probably should have put it a little bit closer so that I didn't have to do this. Look at this. Searchable storage. Really? Again? I have seen so many of you guys. You are just relentless. What a loser. Am I out of arrows? I'm out of arrows. Can you come down here? I'm getting achievements and everything. And that is one cleared out mobile storage room. Kind of crazy, actually. Let's go ahead and remove all of these glue leftovers. And now the only thing I really have to do is get this guy attached to that. And since I made this 3 wide, I think that's going to be super easy. Essentially, I'm just going to do like a little bit of a circle on top with all these toolboxes. And like just like that, we have all of them again. I just have to re-super glue right here, and that is easy as that. Now, having a place to craft will be really convenient, so what I'm thinking is I do a crafting table right here, and I was going to have my clipboard right there, but I could probably just do the clipboard on the opposite side just as easy, and then right above the crafting table, I think stone cutter. I think that's the move. And then make sure this guy is glued on as well. Oh, I did forget. Do I have any more toolboxes in here? I hope I didn't throw any in here. No, it looks like I'm not storing. I don't want to nest storages, which is what I'm trying to avoid whenever I was trying to avoid putting the toolbox inside here. If you nest storages, it just opens up a can of worms that you don't really want to get into. It can corrupt your game. It's a lot of those same issues. It's a risk that I just try not to, do in any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna not put any shulker boxes full of items inside this probably at any point. It's just risky. Not a lot of upside to it. It's just not a good idea. And so for this last brown toolbox, what I think I could do is I think I could just stick this in the output chest and leave it in here, which I realize is still nesting storages, but it's what I was doing with the chests over here as well. So, and you know what? I might as well just stick all the riches in there. Probably not the enchanted golden apples, though. Those can stay in here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to take any and all enchanted books, tools, anything like that. Those are going to have to just stay in my main storage over at the workshop, like the physical one. But look at this. We got a brand new storage room. I'm so happy with this thing, dude. Like, oh, that is so cool. Skadoop. And I've just got an infinitely better searchable storage room. I'm so happy. Now, I think I made this relatively the same layout. Yeah, I did. And I was actually a little bit worried that it was going to be too close to the edge here, but dang, dude, that's perfect. I can even lay it on the same block that it was on before. That is so convenient. Boom. That's crazy. Now, thus far, I've been sticking all of my enchanted books in here. Yeah, that's Swift Sneak. Swift Sneak. Wait, is that another Swift Sneak 3? That is. Huh. Aqua Affinity Respiration. The projectile protection could get disenchanted. And honestly, so can this. I don't even... Yeah. That I can just keep around to reroll enchantments. Oh, I am so happy about this. This is awesome. I knew I had more books. I do wish it gave me some sort of capacity, like to see like how much of it is like full. But other than that, I really can't complain. This is kind of awesome. All right, now I spent a few minutes here rolling some enchantments because my boots were looking pretty worse for wear. I had these guys here. They looked rough. And the chestplate was also taking a beating, so I decided to go ahead and roll another enchantment on that one, and I ended up with a perfect roll there. So now we're rocking with a pretty much maxed out kit, obviously, except for the helmet. My helmet currently resides in my ender chest, right here. It's a Pro 3, so it's not max either, but if worse comes to worse and I need to use it, I've got it. And I did also go ahead and roll another bow. I combined it with my old bow, and now I have Power 4, Flame, and Unbreaking 3. I don't have any arrows, but that can be easily solved with some flint, some feathers, and I'm pretty sure I already have some sticks in my inventory, but I probably didn't need 2 stacks of sticks, but I've got them. And look at that! Look at that! Convenient crafting! This is amazing! I love this. Now, I know I was just talking about how conveniently it fits in this little gap right here, but the purpose of the video today isn't to just do this dinky little bit of the storage. No. We're going to do the whole thing right now. Now, let's get the materials together. I want this full workshop right now. Oh, man. I hate it when I do this, man. All right, we officially have it complete. Not really. I forgot that I need like a lot of blaze burners. So until then, it's complete. And that looks like everything is super glued all together. I'm just gonna make sure I yoink that out of the way. And I definitely have to make sure this is set to like 96 at least. I'm pretty sure I can crank it up a little bit higher because I'm not nearly using all the stress units that are available to me. But I should be able to lift this and all the water is going to pour down the mountain. Great. I forgot. I didn't pump it inside of the tank. It's like the whole point. Oh, there goes all the grass. Now with the pump facing in, I can go ahead and... I'm remembering now why I wanted this to be transparent. Picking up all those water sources. Gotta make sure it says a full 5 buckets. Of course, it starts raining. There's the full 5 buckets. And now I can go ahead and pick up my contraption. And no blocks are left. The mobile workshop is fully functional. Kind of. We should probably actually solve that right now. I need to find a location for another portal anyway, so maybe we get that started. I'm thinking we should probably do kind of nestled over here somewhere, maybe next to the mine, or maybe up here with the villagers, actually. I think I'll put it like right up here. And there's our nether entrance. I'm going to make up a bunch of empty blaze burners, and the fortress should be really, really close to us, actually. We came out on that mountain right over there, so if I go through this portal right here, I'm thinking it should be a few blocks. Alright, few fire resistance 8-minute potions should help us out a skosh. Why is there a villager here? Is that the villager from the first episodes? I did make a portal and then break it again. This man's. Yeah, back through the portal, my guy. Crap. Wait, where did he go through? I think he might have gone through. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Aha! This is where my dual blaze spawner is. Because like right down here over to the right. Yeah. I was wondering why that looked so weird. Beautiful. Oh, look, you've made it. Let's get that blocked off. I don't need you going through there again. Do you want to go inside here? You know what? He's been fine thus far. Alright, so I can officially get these swapped out. I can grab my mechanical arm, set that as the input, these as the outputs. And once I get some charcoal inside of this, we should now be able to turn this on for its maiden voyage. Oh, wait, I might have forgot to switch this. That is set to input. Oh, I'm a dummy. Oh, wait, I need charcoal, though. Now I should be able to swap that, pump a little bit of water inside of it so it gets going. The arm's going to light the first blaze burner, and I can now... Woo! 16,000 stress units. Boom. But if I need to press some stuff, I can press some stuff. If I need to make some casings, I can make some casings. If I need to make some brass, I can make some brass. And if I need to smelt something, all I need is a lava bucket. Hopefully I have a lava bucket. Do I have a lava bucket? I do. I go over to here, I place that in, and I should be able to smelt. Yes! It works! Charcoal! Now I can toss that right into here, and once this one runs out of charcoal right here, it'll feed the mechanical arm, which is going to feed it into the blaze burners. Yes! And I chose charcoal for this because it's just kind of the most versatile. It stacks the easiest, and you know, it's easily accessible after you have a tree farm. So yeah, that is our mobile workshop up and running. The only thing we have to do if we want to pick it up and go is to, obviously we have to go down here and grab the lava, throw that back into storage. And then we would pump all the water sources back into the tank here, pick it up, and move. Now, this isn't something that I would want to move a million times a day, but if you're working in an area and you might need some sheets along the line somewhere, this is the ideal solution. And like I said, this one's going to be a bit of a shorter one. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, I broke that grass. Crap. You might think this is a finished product, but it's definitely not. If you think you can expand on this, do it. Go get you some schematics. Go back to that last video. Check it out.